What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. As you can tell, I got a little head cold. So sorry for that, but I got the new 10 needle. I am busier than busy, I'll tell you that. So over here we have the 15 needle, which has been phenomenal. And I thought, well, let's try out their new 10 needle and see what this is all about. This 10 needle SmartStitch machine, I've been running it now. It was 130 hats. It was 131, I think, but 130 hats, and it's been great. So the little difference of the 10 versus the 15, there's 15 needles on this one, so that's 15 different colors. This one's a 10 needle, it's 10 different colors. Now this one's got also a smaller area to do embroidering. The one thing though I don't like, or I was bummed out about, was the bar. So the 10 needle has a bar. This is the bar that goes in there. And you can see there's only a couple holes. And you got your clamps. The one downfall is I run these in my 15 needle. So I was hoping on some bigger jobs, what I could do is take this and put it into here. Well, as you can tell, it's not gonna work. So I have to come up with something. And I think what I'm gonna do is go to my local fab shop and have them take the measurements so they can put this, so I can use this in here, so they can put new holes in here. Once I get those measurements, I'll let you guys know so you guys can do the same thing, because this would be handy as heck if I can put this in there and go from that machine to this machine, because now I can do the logo on there and do names in this one. Get the job done way faster. Now, as far as the hat, everything goes with the hats. That's all the same, and they hook right up, just like on the 15. It only comes with one hat hoop though, where the 15 came with two. So just an FYI, but it's the same as the 15, so you can use these together, and it's no big deal. So that's really nice. I just got to get one more. So then I can always have one preloaded, and I could be running some in here and running some in here. Now, the other thing is the plate. They made this plate different than the 15. There's no switching it out. Well, if there is, they didn't send the extra plate, but there was no extra plate with this. I don't know how I feel about this cap. See, I took this side guard off on my other one, so all these strands fall out. So I might take that off, just to let all the extra cuttings fall down. We're not building up in there. But other than that, I really like how they did some of these hookups for this. The knobs especially are phenomenal. I wish these knobs were on the other one also. So I think I might see if the bolts work, order some more of those, and then I can use them on that one, because that would be a lot easier to switch in and out rather than using Allen head all the time. The other thing you'll notice is they switched all the tighteners. So on the 15, you would have knobs up here and then your knobs here. Now they have your knobs here, but then they also have these can be tightened in between, turning these little gray dials. So this has been really nice, and I haven't had many issues with this at all, actually. It's been great so far. Like I've said, I've done 130 some hats out of there, and it's been awesome. Now, there's a couple of things that I'm still learning on this versus the 15, because it is different. But the other thing I really like is this pad back here. They put a pad so this way the string doesn't get caught underneath the rolls. It's brilliant. So I need to order a pad for that one so I can do the same thing to that one, because that is slick. That is really slick. As far as running it from the 15 to the 10 needle, the screen is basically the same thing. There isn't much difference. Their speed is a little thermometer thing, or not a thermometer, a tachometer. But I mean, it's basically all the same as over here on the 15. So nothing's really changed on that. The big thing that I would say is the tensioners have changed big time, and the plate. You don't have to switch out that plate. Other than that, it's pretty much the same thing, believe it or not. Some people have asked me also, do you ever use the table? I've never used the table yet. I've never had any need to. I do mainly hats and a lot of like dicky shirts, work shirts and such. So I don't have like quilts and stuff like that I'm doing, or big blankets that you'd want the table for something to rest on, or something with the big hoops. I'm not doing a lot of those. I'm doing a lot of shirt logos and hats and such. So I really haven't used it yet. I'm sure there'll be a day that comes down the road that I will. And then when I do, I'll record it and obviously make a video on it. But the whole reason, now some of you guys are probably asking, why in the world would you go to a 10 and not a 15? Well, I was looking at, okay, if I was in someone else's shoes, how can I keep expanding without spending a lot of money if I'm just running a bunch of hats? So that's how I looked at it. And when I did that, I didn't even think about the Mighty Hoops. I didn't even think about the hookup for the Mighty Hoops. Not one thing. I looked at the hat, asked about that, and it worked. And that was the main thing. And I just thought, you know, it would work for this, and it doesn't. So super bummed. But like I said, I'm going to see if I can make a new bar. Or I'll even talk to them and see if they can. Because if they manufacture it, then I know the specs are going to be direct or right on, you know. And then you guys can buy it. So far, it's great for what I got it for. It's hats. And it's been awesome. And that's, you know, what I'm going to be running in it. This has been running every day for a while. I have only 30 more hats to go on this batch. And I do have more hats coming. I have a bunch of shirts to go through and some jackets. And I think that's it for here right now. There is a shipment coming today and one tomorrow yet. So I do have a lot more coming in for all this. We have then over here on the lasers, we have a lot of tumblers. This year has been a tumbler year. I will tell you that. Wow. It has been crazy for how many people are buying tumblers. So, but yeah, that's why I went with the 10 needle, is to save a couple bucks and keep growing. Because if all I'm running is hats, then why would I spend the money on the 15 needle? A lot of my logos are, I think the biggest was 8 color. I mean, and they're basically not like too many colors. So I'm not too worried about it. And if I run into the problem where I have a lot of companies that are doing more than 10, then I'll have to go and get another 15. I'm not too worried about it. But, and some other people asked me also, why don't you get the dual head or double? And what I look at it is, if I have, let's say down the road, 10 of these, I can have 5 of them running hats and 5 of them doing shirts or jackets or whatever. And I can switch them out. And I don't have to worry about, so on the dual head, a lot of the companies have it set up where it'll be embroidering, and now the needle breaks on head 1, it stops on head 2 also. Because they work in sync. I look at separate machines that are just better, more efficient for me. The other thing is, people are going to ask, how about the sound? What's the sound like? They're about the same. This one's a little quieter. And you get a little bit more of a lope in the hat. Like if you don't switch on the 15 to this plate, the hat plate, that's got that little bump up. If you don't switch to that, you can hear the hat popping. And someone in the comments actually pointed that out, and then I looked into it, and sure enough, there was another plate. So on this one, you hear a little bit of popping, but not much. And I'm just assuming it's because you don't switch out the plates. But they nailed it. I mean, it comes out perfect on here. So the tensions are a little different. So I think I'm going to do a video on the 15 of this one I have. And we're going to do a tensioner on the bobbin and on the top to show you guys. And then we'll do a tension video on this and the bobbin to show you guys also. Because I'm getting a lot of questions on the tensioners. And I run this guy with all the tensions. The link is in the description if you want it. But this has been the best so far. I have them all dialed in. And I do that whenever I have a new thread. I make sure it's the same. Every so often I do it with the bobbins to make sure the bobbins are the same. And yeah, that's basically it. Otherwise, it's just press a button and you go. Like, these machines are set up. Like, they did their homework and they're listening to everyone. That's the other thing is, SmartStitch really listens. They're on a different time schedule than us, but they really stop and listen to everything that's going on and what we say. So I'm really grateful for that. And their customer service is still holding up very well. So I'm excited for the future of this and see how many hats we can go through, and this one. So if you have any questions at all about any of these two machines, put them in the comments. I'm here and I'll answer them when I can. Until then, glad you got to see me again. Bye.